Hello everyone, my name is Chris Turner. I'm the Coaching and Workforce Development Manager at British Fencing. This is just a session following the referee information session we had for coaches held over the last few weeks. Delighted to be joined by Tori Mentor, one of our international referees, who's going to provide a snapshot over how rules are being applied internationally in Epee and what this might mean for coaches. So Tori, thank you for your time this morning. Over to you.
Thanks, Chris. So in the Epee sessions I did with the coaches, we spoke about P cards and how they're being applied specifically in terms of when the 1 minute is reset compared to when it's not reset. So, for example, someone hits the ground, the 1 minute gets reset. And also how it's applied to team matches as well. So every fencer and coach should know these P cards are being applied when the 1 minute is being restarted, and more importantly, when the 1 minute has not been restarted. We then went on to speak about both yellow cards concerning going off the piece to avoid being hit, but also core to avoid being hit. And when referees, specifically core to avoid being hit, when referees will award a point and when referees won't award a point. So there is a specific example in Epee where if a parry is taken before a core, then a hit would be awarded if the person hits. So we spoke about some yellow cards. We also spoke about the difference between jostling, which is a yellow card, and dangerous, violent, and vindictive action, which is a red card. So the differences between jostling and a dangerous action, it's really important to know that this is quite subjective and really up to the referee. So if you think it's a red card, but it's been given as jostling, a yellow card, you should just kind of move on and a coach. We then went on to speak about the red card, specifically the use of the non-sword arm, because in Epee there's a lot of parries with the backhand that we see. So remembering that you can't use your backhand in Epee. And then we moved on to some videos. So really what we spoke about in the Epee session was how referees are applying these rules, how applying cards, but also how subjective it is sometimes. We also spoke about perspective. So coaches and fencers have a different perspective compared to the referee and where they're standing. So this is really crucial involved and whether referees give a hit or not give a hit because of passing. Coaches and fencers should remember that it's all about perspective with these hits, and usually the referee is in a good position to see whether there is complete passing or not. And if the is or isn't passing, you should really just kind of take a step back and say, okay, the referee was probably in a better position to see the passing than I was. So really all about perspective in Epee in terms of passing as well. And I think that's everything that we spoke about. And then we had some really good questions and discussions around some videos that I showed as well.
Great, thank you for that. Is there any implications for coaches and how they might structure their practice to sort of mimic some of those sort of refereeing decisions and almost putting some of the athletes in the situations where calls might be made and how athletes could react to that? So how could athletes react to sort of decisions they're unsure about?
Sorry, can you repeat? You just broke up a little bit.
So, I wonder if there's any implications for coaches in preparing their athletes. So, putting them in situations where calls are being made and the athlete's not sure about that. How should an athlete sort of deal with that if there's a call they're not sure about with the referees?
Yeah, so if an athlete is not sure about why a referee has made a decision, and this goes across all weapons, not just epee, but if an athlete, is not sure about a decision, ask a, direct question to the referee and see how the referee responds. Some referees are more open to discussion than others. So it's really about how you approach the referee. If you approach them respectfully, they're usually more open to giving you an explanation or even discuss the bout. So I would just say that, yeah, approach the referee respectfully, and kind of take it on the chin if the referee says, X, Y, and Z. Just take a step back and be like, okay, that's how they're consistent. That's fine. Come back on guard again. So really just taking that approach of listening to what the ref says and then reapplying your fencing is really important, not just in epee, but across all weapons as well.
Great. Thank you very much. Tori, thank you so much for your time, and I hope people find this really useful.
Thanks, Chris.